welcome to the in-news series of Drishti IAS. My name is Pooja. Today we are going to discuss the concept of one nation, one uniform. The new uniform pertains to the police uniform. At the Chintan Shivir, when Prime Minister Narendra Modi proposed that like one nation, one ration card, one nation, one fertilizer, one nation, one election, we should also have a sense of unity among the police cadre and have one nation, one uniform for them. So here we are going to talk about that only. From the perspective of GS Mains paper second as well as the preliminary facts are important. So let's begin with the topics that we are going to cover here. These are the many topics that we are going to go through step by step. We will also look at from the analytical perspective, the arguments for and against this concept, as well as the other things that are important for prelims. As I have already introduced you the topic, this is the particular news piece that we have garnered the content from. Apart from that, we have also got many information from authentic websites. So let us move ahead and talk about this only. What is the concept of one nation, one uniform? It is the proposal to have a uniformed attire for police officers across India. There is a difference in color with respect to the khaki. Also, the Kolkata police wears a white uniform rather than the khaki, while the other cadres of West Bengal have khaki. There is also a difference in the uniform for police in Union Territory of Puducherry that we will go through, but just a concept is important. What is the objective of it? When such move will be fructifying and uniforms will be demanded at a larger scale, the production of them will ensure quality production, but because of production when scale uprises, then what happens? The quality also gets better. Apart from that, it will also give a common identity to the law enforcement officers. That is different right now. How can we achieve it? Although we must understand that there is not any sort of act with respect to having a uniformity in police uniforms, we have to understand that law and order is a state subject. That means it is in the second list of the Schedule 7. So, as it is a state subject, only states can start working on it. And each of the 28 states have their own police forces. That means they will have to implement it accordingly if they want to change it, because most of them have khakis. If they want to change it to khaki, they will have to ensure that implementation starts at the state level. Although one thing could be done, a model act could be produced at the national level so that other states can adopt from that only. But more and so we have to understand that states have a say here, as it is in the stateless law and order plus police. If we go to the origins of the police uniform, when the British came to India, the police used to wear white uniform. But due to dust, muggy weather, what used to happen? That the police uniform used to get soiled very frequently. And after the British came to India, the advent of the British, it saw that yes, there is a problem with respect to this uniform. We must dye it. That resulted in multicolored outfits. There was no uniformity. But in the year 1847, khaki was selected as the official color for police uniform by Sir Henry Lawrence. So started, you can say, uniformity with respect to uniform. The benefit of the use of khaki was that it used to easily camouflage dust and did not use to get soiled very easily like the white uniforms. Okay, moving ahead to the next part, that is who decides what the police should wear. The state governments eventually do that. Even an individual police force can take a call on the uniform their personnel wear. Okay, so this is something like a preliminary fact. Different uniforms in different states. Like I already told you that Kolkata police wears the khaki the white uniform. Other than that, the West Bengal uniform is khaki, and the rest of the West Bengal khaki, but Kolkata police white uniform. Remember that. Delhi police, traffic police personnel wear white as well as blue uniforms. Puducherry police constables wear a khaki, but they have a bright red cap. And you can see that more and so there is a uniformity. Moving ahead, Now, there have been certain changes in the recent times with respect to police uniform, such as in Maharashtra. In February 2018, the Maharashtra police had decided to provide dope dyed khaki fabric for its staff. What used to happen that different personnel used to get their khaki by themselves only. They were not getting it provided through the government. So what used to happen that there came a difference in the color, the intensity of color of the khaki itself. So Maharashtra had to do that. Then in February 2022, the DGP of Maharashtra issued a circular discontinuing the practice of wearing a tunic uniform for officers. This is the tunic uniform. This is a colonial era uniform that it's like an overcoat which is worn above the traditional uniform. So because of certain complaints that the DGP used to get with respect to that it was very hot in summers to wear this, plus the weather was muggy, just for ceremonial purposes if it is worn, unnecessary expenditure was also being incurred on this only. So that was discontinued from the rank of police sub-inspector to deputy superintendent. Okay, moving ahead to the next topic of it, that is the recent change in attire. Let's go to Karnataka as well. In October 2018, women personnel were directed to wear khaki shirt and trousers while on duty and not khaki saris so that they could perform their tasks better. Moving ahead, let's go to arguments for such a move. First of all, it will bring uniformity. Uniformity when it comes to such symbolic services such as the police services, it will be very beneficial. It will also remove psychological barriers. If a person from Kolkata police comes to, you can say, Uttar Pradesh, there might be a psychological barrier just by looking at the uniform. And then certain stereotyping of the police or certain communication gaps will be arising. So what will happen if there is a uniformity? At least we cannot judge by just looking at the uniform of the Kolkata police officer. Quality insurance, as I have already told you, mass scale of production will improve quality. Moving ahead to the next topic, that is against such a move. Because this is one of the facets, as it is in the state list, it preserves federalism. But if uniformity is there, although it's not a big deal, but still there can be an opposition with respect to that it strikes on the expression of federalism. It is against the diverse cultural landscape. It might happen that people identify with their police officers based on their uniform. So there is a kind of, even if you don't do it consciously, subconsciously the mind connects you to that. So cultural diversity is also maintained like this. So that also becomes against this, the third point. It undermines pluralism. India is a diverse country. It can express, each and every state can express themselves as long as they're abiding by the law. So pluralism can also be, you can see, undermined. Now let's look at the question that you have to practice. One nation, one uniform is in line with the broader attempt to introduce a uniform set of policies across the country. Critically analyze. Okay, so that's it. Thank you so much for watching and stay updated.